Right, that looks like we're live. This is take two, although you won't, won't know, but just to share with you. Hi, I am Teresa. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for yourself, your higher self. Thanks you for taking the time to do this. My name is Teresa Jande from Tree Heart Art Design Authentic, or the Love Authentic part of the Authentic, which is my YouTube channel and the Facebook of page of the same name, which is basically everything I love to do with spirituality, with moon ceremonies, with tarot readings, and all the things I love. That encompasses in the authentic me, along with the art. Tree Heart Art is the Teresa Jande artist and designer page, where I do the art and mindfulness and create pieces of energy to come into your home. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Let me know if you can't in the comments. It's saying that we have excellent condition, but it's looking a little bit jolty. As long as you can hear me, that's fine. Just for the purposes of the meditation, you won't really need to see anything. I have emailed you. In your email list you will have got there's a little moon workshop journal, but you won't need that for this. That's purely for you, as I say, thank you for showing up. And basically we're going to talk through some astrology. Here's my list. Astrology, so do some breath work, go into the guided meditation, creative visualization. Normally this would be, as I said, I wanted to do this as a gift, so it's at a nominal price, but encompassing everything that I normally do for these workshops. But it will take you need to kind of set aside, and we won't be live for this long, but you'll probably want to pause and do some of the journaling. Maybe you want to watch it all the way through and then do it afterwards. It's entirely up to you. I recommend you set aside about 3 hours time to do a full vision board workshop, along with what we'll be talking about, and we will go through some stuff for you, just to set your intentions. That's if you want to do that. That's the added option for yourself to take this time out for now. Depending on when you're viewing this with the live, if you're viewing it before, after, during, or after eclipse, this is meant to be for you to set your intentions, to set some sacred space up. So I've been burning frankincense in my little smoking burning over there, so I've got, the room is lofting with that smell. That's one of the things I do to set up my own sacred space. You don't have to do these things, they are purely optional. It's entirely up to you, but it sets the mood for you. It gets your body and your brain all getting into that headspace of what you want to do for yourself, for your own spirit, and for your visualization as well. And it helps. The ancients use rhythm, they use sound, as well as visuals, and we should be doing some bits and pieces of there, and movement and dance. If you feel like you want to get up and move and dance for certain things during a certain time, that you want to embodying this in your in the physical, in the matter. Manifesting is about bringing the ethereal into the matter, and also accepting that that is a reality. That's the potentiality, that's a possibility of all these things, and just lining up with it. That's what we've got to do, get ourselves in alignment, and we can do certain things and have some fun doing that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the astrology. I have myself an avid interest in how the astro bodies affect us. For example, how the moon moves our tides and the effect it has on us. Purely, we are 90% water. And if any of you are familiar with the work of Dr. Emoto, you'll be familiar with the fact that actually under a microscope, just by having an intention and feeling a certain emotion, we affect that water. So not only are we affected by the tides, in the sense the movement of the moon and the cycles of the astrobolic body, but also how we're feeling and our thoughts and our emotions. And all these things can contribute to what we create in our life and how we feel emotionally. Whether you're mindset is such a powerful thing, whether you believe in that or not. Your imagination is, what's that saying from one of my books, imagination is the highest kite. Your imagination, your body does not know the difference, or your brain doesn't know the difference between you actually physically doing something and you visualizing doing something. For the brain and for yourself and for the way it affects your autonomic nervous system, it's the same thing. So we can create that in our mind through the journey and visualization. With our intentions and our expectations, we can bring forth things to us. So with astrology, there's potential for certain energies that we have, how the planetary bodies are moving. But think of them like ships. They move so slowly because they're such vast things that it takes time. So even though you'll have the few days before the eclipse, as the eclipse is happening, and then after, you have this residual energy and the build up. So the next 2 weeks after, what we call the shadow of the new moon or the shadow of the full moon, either side of these events, and depending on you will know. And if you start to observe and take note of how the body and how the cycles affect you, you'll know that when your best time to do your intentions will be when your energy's at its best. For me personally, I feel it just before, as it's coming in, before it's happened almost. And then as it's happening, that's when I know I need to rest. I feel this immense energy, and I get myself and do things that create alignment for me. So this is what I recommend for you. But if you are someone that's different, there's no right or wrong. What I will say, it's been noted to me recently, this is something that I didn't know until very recently, that for the 12 hours after the new moon, which is when we call the new moon when it's void, that's when you don't make intentions. So if it's during that time you're viewing, depending on when you're viewing, wait 12 hours and then do it, or set them before. So depending on the now moment that you're watching, and it doesn't matter, because energetically this now moment, time is not linear. It's really isn't. And I think that's becoming more and more apparent to those of us who are feeling that shifting, rising, which is one of the things that's happening. So as I said, going over the astrology at the beginning of this year, again, I want to just talk a little bit about, we had January, we had an eclipse, and then we had 3 more in May and July. Then we had another eclipse and full moon in November, where we started this like powerful month of December, having the 14th of December having the solar eclipse, and then we'll be leading out on the 21st of December. We have the Saturn Jupiter alignment, and we've also got the solstice on the 14th of December as well. The Maya long count calendar starts a new cycle. For anyone, you must have been under a rock if you're not aware of this, and I'm sure you are. If you haven't, then look up the Hopi prophecy and the Mayan prophecies. They talk lots about this. So, and there's another one as well, but it escapes my mind. But all 3 of these ancient texts refer to this time and the cycles and potentiality of the energies of this, and they're really wonderful time. They talk about it as the ending of an old one era and the dawning of Aquarius, as we're moving out of what's been an 800-year cycle in the earth. These cycles will then begin to be in Aquarian air sign, bringing with it innovation and sort of just the whole creative down, a different way of being. And I think people are feeling this even since last year in 2019, this new wave of what we call 5D energy, not to be confused with 5G that I've heard things about. 5D is this higher dimensional way of being, and in 5D we no longer need to think about the lower emotions that can cause us. And hopefully you can still hear me, but I think that we may have froze. If we have, don't worry about the picture, just it's saying not receiving enough to receive stream. That's fine. If you can't see me, that doesn't matter, as long as you can hear me. So I will continue, as I've been stopped once. Where was we? So yes, 5D. So for the last 18 months, this has been coming in. So the rate of manifestation is speeding up, and how our thoughts become things happens much quicker. That's because of the earth itself is changing. And one of the things that's important for this eclipse is to align ourselves, especially for the women and the men as well. We both have our roles to play, and this is the thing. It's the realigning of the divine feminine and the masculine, that balancing of ourself and the balancing of the earth. Where the eclipse happens in totality is over Argentina, and I personally had a dream about 6 months ago about this young girl on a beach in, it looked like Argentina, and in this area, and I was reaching out to her saying, my soul sister, it's fine, you're everything, all is well. And what I could see was the beach, literally the water lifting off, like there'd been an earthquake or a volcanic eruption. But it to me, it talked of the energy of us kind of taking off, humanity lifting off, the real emotions of the watery emotion being uplifted. But obviously quite weird, but it prompted me to go on my own personal journey. So for every day for the last 130 odd days, I have been doing, and I will continue to for the next 360 and probably throughout my life, been doing personal alignments every day at a certain time, working with balancing my chakras and balancing every aspect of myself and the shadow self. This is something that not just me personally have been doing, I think that we naturally have been doing over the last year, humanity, whether we intentionally did that or not, we've been forced to look within, reflect. So one of the things when we do the journaling in a little while, I'll ask you to do that, to think back at the things that you're grateful for. If you do have your sheets, you can use them, use your own personal journal, and we will go on a little bit of a journey. So I'm going to whiz through some astrology points as well. Let's just, there we go, here we go. These are some just basics from each of your signs, depending on what star sign you are. This is starting from the 14th for the next 6 months energy wise. So if you're Aries, this is a good time and you'll have help to travel, but you're also going to start to see the bigger picture. So that's for Aries. But Aries sun sign, and if you know your rising sign, it's more importantly, it will go more so with your rising sign. If you haven't got your chart done, as I say, I'm not an astrologer. I'd recommend Pam Gregory, Yasmin Boland. If you just Google online, there are lots and lots of ways you can get your go to an astrologer and have your chart done. And I do recommend having this done because it gives you insight into the archetypes of your personality and the way that you combat certain things. So as we said, Aries, so it's Taurus, you've got money, intensifies along with sex for the next 6 months, looking good. Gemini, love zone, so a new start in a relationship. This is a good time for proposals if you're thinking of proposing to your significant other. Also, if your relationship isn't working, it could be a new release in it working, becoming new beginnings and new love. But if it's not working and it's not for your highest good, this will come to an end, and it will be for both the highest good of in both of you in the relationship. So that's the potential. The eclipse energy, they bring up and anything that's sort of within us that we working on ourselves that we may have thought, I dealt with that. I knew that I'd had that little bit of an issue, but you know, now I've kind of moved past that, and then it has a way of shoving it back. What you've got in the back of your closets that you may have left and not cleared out comes out at the eclipse. And this is a powerful one because we've got it with the solar eclipse and we've got it at the start of the Mayan calendar, new beginnings, tenfold all through the zodiac for whoever you are. And with the year that we've had, where we've all been lifting and dredging up this shadow self, we're asked to look and gain clarity. So the eclipse had in olden times like a bad rap for being like bad things coming up, but it's more, it shows us like a mirror. And in the alignments that have come through with Matista Stefano, the free gifts that we were given for this time were that mirrors that of the three kings, mirror, but with a play with mirror, as in reflecting back to you what needs to be changed. The incense, be in your senses, and it's really important to honor what you're feeling right now and to continue to do this in the 5D. We are humans, and the ethereal heaven bringing the light down to the earth, not the other round. Raising up our vibration doesn't mean going up. That's just our perception of things. It means raising the speed and the frequency, not the actual physical, and bringing down, in a sense, the combination of alignments with the root chakra to earth in every aspect to be in balance. And for a long time we've repressed and don't talk about that area. That's nothing to do with spirituality, when actually we are very in the body spirits. So what you feel, your emotions, is what you draw to you. But please don't force yourself to not, because you've got to feel it to clear it, to heal it, as they say. You've got to feel it to heal it. So Cancer, the moon child. So your daily routines might be coming into play. So this is a time where for you might switch careers, change jobs. Something that you do on a daily basis is now going to change up for you, and you'll be big change. Leo, remembering these are rising signs, but also an aspect of your sun sign. Your birthday will come into play as well. So you're rising. So Leo, well, I'm a Leo rising, and this is a good thing for us because we've also got the aspect of the Jupiter Saturn, which for us, that's to do with our finances, going to have a big play. We've had that. It's going to help us and give us even better push, but fun coming into more fun in your daily stuff, and really good for the, as I say, with the Jupiter and Saturn. Reading my writing here, because going to the weaving fun into our daily routine. Virgos, home and intensified family life. So as Yasmin Bolin recommends, that sort of over Christmas don't overdo it with family, because new homes, new change for beginning, changing of a dress, or to do with refurnishing or redoing the house up, that sort of thing going on. So don't overdo it over Christmas, or with family, because intense time with family is the other thing it can highlight. Libra, traveling, going easy, changing the ways you think about things overall. So Libra's are well balanced. It's saying about how you view things and your perception of things, possible changes, and looking at things from a whole other way of looking at them. Scorpio, cast self-esteem, values, property, possessions, all going to come into play. So those will be highlighted. Sagittarius, well, we're in Sagittarius, so a whole new life. And if it's your birthday on the 14th or either side of that, then it's definitely going to intensify for you, but a whole new life, as we are a Sagittarius new moon. We're in Sagittarius. Capricorn, again, my sun sign. We've apparently had it a bad year, not going quite to plan. We've wanted to be, most Capricorns like to be hardworking at work, and work has changed dramatically for everyone across the board. And basically, now is when it starts. New start, getting easier from now on. You'll feel it like that light that we're being bombarded now, and we've got that, it's going to feel like we're lifting. Chiron goes direct on the 16th, and again that's going to help that. We'll only have Uranus in retro right up until the end of January, but we're coming out of the retro, out of that shadow. We're learning our lessons and bringing them into now practice. Aquarius, big one for you because it is the dawning of Aquarius. So it's the wishing zone for you. So as long as you don't do it in those 12 hours directly after the eclipse, depending on when you're viewing, wishes, and you should be getting your wishes. So make a wishing journal, definitely do the vision boards, get that visually down, or write that in a creative form, whatever you find more fun, what works for you and puts you in a place of bliss and joy. We'll talk about that in a little while. So, and Pisces, a new start again, but also people start to see you differently and look at you, or you might see yourself differently, but people outwardly have seen you in one way, shape or form. We're going to start to see you through a different light. So one of the things I wanted to share with you that hang on, this would be like trying to condense it down for you. Okay, yeah, one of the things I wanted to send, as I mentioned, the little girl on the beach that I saw in my dream, that's where the totality of the eclipse will be happening in Argentina. That is also the world's area around Chile and Argentina. That region, there's a lake system that's named after a tree, and the tree, in my notes, what do we call it? The tree is called Guain, I think it is, but basically it's called the tree of life. And the branches of that, as Matisse went over with us, if you think of them as one branch being vibration, energy and matter, and the roots, and the branches being will, wisdom and love. And these are the things and the aspects that we need to utilize, that can help us utilizing those things. The place where the totality was very relevant for me because it's where my dream was, and actually over a little place called Esperanza, I think it is, which means hope. And I think it's showing us hope for what's to come, the changes that we are going through. Just remember, when it comes to December and the solstice, that's sometimes in the darkest time, what appears to be the darkest time, that things shine the brightest. We have the most clarity in those moments, in our own dark night of the soul, it may be, whatever it is. I mean, those of us, I'm sure that if you're viewing this, it would be including you, that have been fully aware that this has been a time that's been prophesized about, that's coming. We know that this is becoming, and we're feeling the lift of this, like finally we're here. However, in reality, there's still that 3D out there. So if people around you, possibly nothing's happening for them, it's just a normal day, don't worry, because I think everyone's going to start to feel it. We're going to move forward in this sense of unity, this Christ-like energy. But I say we as a collective, the collective consciousness that are aware that we're shifting these energies and this feeling of the lighter, regardless of religion. And I listen to different religions, be it Christianity or the Quran or paganism and New Age, or the science even, and I'm learning all about physics, they all have this root connection that talks about, even in science, even Yasmin Bono mentioned this the other day, that in science, not the law of attraction, but they call it the law of expectations they have. So there's all these things that relate, and they're connecting like pieces of these puzzles all coming together. Really get a sense of that. Right, so when I said about the three, so vibration, energy, matter, and will, wisdom, and love, I want you to envision a Merkaba, yeah, like two triangles, one on top of the other. with those branches, with those things. If you can, when we do the meditation, to sit with your body in that shape or visualize that shape. If you've created your sacred space, if you want to pause and create your sacred space, burning to cleanse the area of the room with sage, with frankincense, basil, even if you've got bay leaves at home, whatever you use. I've got lavender, I use bay leaves, and obviously as I said the frankincense. If you have crystals, I've got my selenite crystal on, having them around and feeling that to help you through any emotion. If you feel like crying, emotions I think are like passing wind, they're better out than in. So if you need to cry, let it come, let it flow. We're resetting and shifting some heavy energies, and all the light workers out there, we're kind of feeling it. If you're empathic, you're feeling it. You need to let it go through you and not hold on to it. Energy needs to flow. We don't want it stuck, because that's when we get problems. So we'll work through that. I want to start with some breath work. I did do or I'm planning on doing on my page a qigong session during the actual alignment, so that you've got your mind, your body, and the movement going on. You've got, I will do some reading as well afterwards if there's anything I have forgotten. I use cacao daily and work with that, but you can have anything that you have, some kind of liquid or water. Having some food afterwards to ground you is important, to bring you back down into the physical, especially if you go up like me too high. Don't be afraid to feel. Your breath is your anchor, so if you feel like you're lost or set adrift at any point, just bring it back to that. If you are unable to move or bend or anything, then just sit and visualize what we do. If there's anything that you'll have this, so you'll be able to rewind and stop when we go through the vision questions and the journaling. So actually we'll do that after the breath work. So firstly, let's just do some breath work to get yourself in a little bit of a state of coherence with the heart. Our heart and our mind work together in conjunction. The heart, that coherence, is like dialing that, set that emotion on gratitude, on love and compassion, that supercharges our manifestations. So I've given you a sheet in your home download emails that's purely for you to list that. You've also got a sheet where you can write a letter in the terminology as if you are writing, you know, sometimes we spend Christmas emails or an email to the people, our friends, and said, this year this is what's happened, in past tense, about what you want to happen for the current year or month, however you want to do this, or 6 months, the period. I think I've put a year or a month in the notes, but you can do whichever. There's no right or wrong. So get yourself into a comfortable position, and as I said, we're just going to do we're going to build up from a 4-count breath to a 9-count breath, which, if 9 counts is too much for you, stick with the 4, stick with whatever works. This is about tuning in and tapping into our body. The matter was very important. Okay, so whilst we're doing our breathing, I want to open with the intention just for our workshop, thanking you for coming, thanking our guides, angels, higher self, just having an intention for ourselves depending on what your beliefs are. We thank you for whatever comes up, being in our highest. Start to become aware of your breath, just breathing naturally first to begin with, tuning into your senses. Feeling where your breath is coming from. Is it coming from your chest, from your stomach, tuning into your body. Breathing in for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. And hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Breathing in for the count of 5 this time. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. I'm going to go quiet. We're going to do 8 and 9 in case any of you didn't want to stick there. That's fine. You can stick to the 4, remember. Making it everything with the exhale, breathing out as slowly as you can. Breathing and slowing that breathing in right down. Hold and then out. Just keep that rhythm, or whatever rhythm you want, whatever number you want to keep monkey mind busy. If there are any thoughts that come up, just let them drift away, observing what they are, observing what you're feeling. Just staying there for a moment for me. Before we go into asking ourselves some questions, if you have a journal handy and a pen and paper, if you haven't, obviously you can pause, but hopefully you are in a state where you can ask yourself, ask your soul, how have I matured over the last year? What lessons have I learnt in this past year? And then if you want to pause the video for the moment, if you're continuing on with me, give it a little bit of time. But for the purpose of the recording of the videos, so that you can obviously take as long as you want. What have I, or you, been asked to take responsibility for? This is one of the things, the self-governing came in with the energies, taking responsibility. What have you personally been asked to take responsibility for in your life? And what, sorry, pause, I should just say pause or unpause if you're unpausing. what have I, or what's helped, what patterns in my life have I released? We've been doing a lot of that in this last year, letting go of our attachments. Okay. So going into thinking about what we're grateful for, we will do this in the meditation as well. But think about, what moment are you truly grateful for this whole year? I've put this up on my page. This is one of the happiness habits. I'm doing a countdown to Christmas for happiness habits, and gratitude was our first day. So I asked to spend 30 seconds even, but I'd like you to spend some longer time. What are you truly grateful for this year? What moment? This was asked me by Sue from Authentic Smiles, asked me in a journaling workshop that I attended to, and I often do this in a whole journal, so gratitude journal, and we do a little bit of that. But does one moment stick out, or one thing? For me personally, I will share what I shared with Sue. Is I had a wonderful moment at the summer solstice where we were still distancing, but we went up at a couple of friends of mine in Circle to a place locally to where we live. At sunrise, we had cacao in a flask. One of the ladies that was with me is a yoga teacher. One is a crystal, does crystal bowls, so we played the crystal bowls, did the meditations, and we did our burn list. We were out in nature and we connected. And the beautiful images that come through, and the beautiful moment. So that was a moment for me. And with community, the clapping in the UK, and how everyone seems to have got behind the National Health, and that every Thursday would come out of their doors and clap, and that real sense of community and music playing. And that really sticks in my mind, that people were reaching out to people and being truly grateful for what was needed in our communities. Others taking shopping to elderly locals and relatives, and just really making an effort with each other during the Jubilee. Another time we still was distancing, but everyone sat outside their doors, and they would the music was playing. We had our own food because we couldn't be with each other, but we were with each other still. That real sense of community has really stuck out for me. What has stuck out for you? What in your mind is important for this year, or that you personally are grateful for? It could be anything. It could make a note. And I'm gonna, before we go into our guided meditation, I did pull a card earlier. No, I've got some physical cards, but this is a digital card on my phone from Louise L. Hay. And I just want to share what card it was. This year, believe it or not, and this is this was not set up. This is the one I picked. This year, this year I do the mental work for positive change. My motto this year is, it goes for the joy. Life is here for me to enjoy today. And I thought that was really apt, really. The moment, being in the moment, the present, and being here is really important. So that's a little affirmation. And one of the angel cards for whoever's watching. These are heart and soul angel cards. I'm going to read them because if you can see the camera. I think that's Thunderbird, but I will read you what it says. To me, that is peace. My take on this is that's a soaring Thunderbird, soaring high, peace, the angels. It represents love and the free. You've got the free rings there, as well as the connection of free, the relevance of that, of, as we call it, love, and love, wisdom and will. Wisdom being that which we've taken in, what we've learned, the lessons we've learned from this year. It's now time to utilize those through our own wisdom, through learning and understanding, with our will, with our intention of love. Love being the key, and joy the key to all. And to utilize that, we need vibration and energy, and bringing that into matter, to the physical. But I'll read you what Angela McGaree, who does the Heart and Soul Angel cards, if I can find the page. There we go. Thunderbird of the Blue Star Angels, the card of mystical bird of spiritual illumination, links Sathrael, Samuel, Mirabel, Mazarel. Timeless mystical Thunderbird signifies your soul expanse towards spiritual illumination, echoes the five-pointed star. She flies you to blue star of Earth's origin, symbolizing the heart and soul path of personal ascension. Her silver eyes hold Mirabel's light, the eyes of heaven. Her heart radiates the power of Mesrael, son of all suns. Sacred heart of the Creator, water of life flows from her back, whilst her towel represents the Ennead, angels, 9 blue star Saphrim, guiding forces to mankind. You are an ancient soul who can fly the Saphrim star. Stream with Thunderbird, her sacred flight mirrors your quest to attain unity consciousness, and, which I think we're returning to, and to return as a Thunder being, to teach her mysteries to others. To take this step, first reconcile and balance the universe within, which we all need to do. Heart, spirit, microsiver without mind, will, microgold, by sending healing energy to all there is. You move through, crown towards white and unity, for Thunder being empowers, connects third eye and heart to fly on her luminous wings through angels' stargate to the blue star. Samael and Inamanel guides you. 5 is the number. Sapphire and Ray, Mirabel the vehicle. Love is the key. Love definitely the key. The other thing it's saying about the wings is the placement that Matisse refers to of the tree, the chakras, time and space being our body. The heart is this with the heart and will and wisdom either side of the free. So you've got time and space and the now, past, present and future. You've got will and wisdom, and also love, vibration, energy and matter in the senses free. So they're saying 5, and what the 5 means for you personally that's viewing. So getting us back into meditation with any of those images that might evoke for you. When it comes to your intentions, I was going to go into the vision boards with the intentions, but running fast out of time. But one of the things you need to do is you need to look at each area of your life, look at the last year and how you've been affected, how much you've grown. Give yourself in each of these areas, let's get up my, in each of these areas of your life. So when it initializes, not the right one. No, that's it. Okay, I'm just going to get another one up and quickly go into my Google files. Bear with me. It's disappeared. It's probably there somewhere. But we'll tap into my... Got into the global pack. So vision board pack. This is part of my vision board pack, which you can download from Etsy for the whole pack, and it includes images that you can cut up and stick to put on your vision board. I recommend having, that's my Christmas card workshop stuff. I bought about this size. This is a mount board that's been cut decent size. I've got a huge one that I have up there that's a general one, but you want something that you can have. This was my current one that I had in the office. There's room for me to add stuff. This was when I started. Obviously I do them quite often for monthly ones, but from the business pack. So it's a decent size that I can have it and keep my subconscious viewing on that. It doesn't have to be images either. You can write them in a note, and it can be something you have up and that you read. But as I say, I want you to think, give yourself a little life review. So give yourself, it marks between 1 and 10 for each of these subjects. Now I'm going to go through them really quickly. So the first number that comes to, whether it's 10 or 1 in this subject, you write down for me. So health marks between 1 and 10. Home and leisure. Partners, love, significant other. Wealth and finances. Family. Learning. Friends. Relationships. Experiences. Environments. Purpose. Spirituality or meditation practice. Career and work. So just quickly jot down, if you want to rewind that and go through it, but you want to just do it as quickly as you can. So the idea isn't to think, oh, I'm failing at learning because I haven't done anything, or I've not been anywhere this year because we've been in lockdown experiences. It's for you to gain clarity on what areas your energy and your focus has been, what's working for you and what's not. And then I would like you've got in your packs that got emailed to you, this is something that you can do. I want you to write a letter, as I said, to yourself or to a friend. You can write it from higher self. You can put dear higher self or dear Teresa. This year has been amazing. Thank you for allowing me to. Or if you want to write it to a friend, an imaginary friend, how about we write it to the Divine Feminine and you say, thank you for all of these wonderful things that have happened. This year, this has happened, and list the things in each of those areas that you would like to happen, your personal goals. And we will do some looking back in a sense in our meditation as well. But just to help you, on another piece of paper, this is in the pack if you need to, I want you to list in 3 columns to push this further. And bearing in mind I am whizzing through this, you can pause the video and spend a lot more time on this. Getting clear and aligned with your true intentions and authentic self. I want you to write what your wild dreams are. And I mean really wild dreams. Put anything on the piece of paper. Write the list. If you want to do it in a line, That's fine too. There's no wrong or right way. And a lifeline, so that you put on this line all the things that you want to have happen in your wild dreams. That can be a billionaires, it can be I don't know, travel the world, perfect soulmate partnered, divine flame partnership, whatever it is, help thousands of people, billions of people, start a charity, visit Timbuktu, whatever you want to put on there. And then on a separate piece of paper or in a separate column, if you've done it in the 3 columns, I want you to write really why, because then you'll see what your blocks are, because you'll get the but the yes, but I haven't got enough money. Yes, but if I can't do that because I've got a sick relative, I can't leave, coronas, and we're in lockdown. This is just, then you put your buts. And then write, and you might take you some time, I know I'm whizzing through this for you, the truth. There's another sheet that can add to this in more detail in the packs, but we won't go into this here. But getting clear and aligned with your true intentions and authentic self. So the purpose of this exercise, and for the one that we've just spoken about, is that you may not have done this before, to get clear in your own mind what your intentions are. Firstly, with this worksheet, with this workshop, and with what you want for your future. Lots of people, when they're drawn to the idea of intentions, they want to, I want to earn 5k and I want to do this and I want to do this. You need to be clear about your why. And that's what I want you to identify. Identifying what for you you've learned from the lessons, how you've grown, what your resistance was and your patterns were. Have you moved past those patterns? Do you still have some of the patterns? If you know those patterns, you're aware of them, you're starting, but focusing on them may bring up blockages for you, and we don't want that. So this is a way of working around and trying to assess yourself, but at the same time, so that you can grow, but assess so that you can still make those dreams happen, make those visions happen, and set the intentions through love and gratitude, not through lack or a real desperation, so you become the manic manifester. So with that in mind, I'm going to now take you to finish and to close our ceremony into a guided meditation. One that encompasses the aspects of the eclipse and also is about the intentions and the future for not just us and our personal lives, but for humanity. Let me come back, find where we are. She says. So, again, going back into our senses, we will be taken through. So start to breathe for me. Get yourself comfortable in a seated position, preferably, so that we are embodying heaven and earth, because we will do some grounding. If you can, what I tend to do if I'm seating, I put my feet so they're like this. So they represent a visual of the pyramid below me, and my body in itself with my hands is creating the pyramid. You don't have to do this. You can visualize doing this. I like to do that and be in alignment, because one of the things, the alignment that's happening as the eclipse happens, as I started to say earlier but forgot, so I'm adding now, the part of the world where the alignment and totality is happening is representative of the coccyx of the woman, the divine feminine, and the balance, bringing back the divine feminine into balance. That balance needs to be not all one way, as it's been, it needs to be in balance with both, with the masculine and the feminine. And in order to do that, we need both to align. So as we visually see the alignment of the earth, the moon, and the sun, feeling it visually as that happens, and as we ourselves as humanity and may have coming out of, we're maybe in the darkness, see the light coming with the alignment in December, and how we are coming out of this time that people are waking up all over the world, becoming conscious, understanding, taking responsibility for sustainability, and being more aware of their thoughts, their feelings, and interactions with people on an everyday level. But for you personally, because you're probably aware of that already, whatever that means to you in your lifetime, and how you will utilize this time, see anything that's not working, any lacks, any patterns as the dark, but not as a bad thing, and a darkness as being bad. It gives us clarity and focus to direct where the light, or where the clarity, where our focus needs to be, where we want to create and manifest. Close your eyes, start to become aware of your breath, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in and out. Feel that rhythm as it flows, as the eclipse that's happening or happened whenever you're viewing, as the sun becomes obscured in the sky, through the darkness we see our own shadows in our life. They become apparent. Any shadows within our body, any things, habits, beliefs that need looking at, the light illuminates for us as we come out the other side. The light brings clarity, brings understanding. Breathe into your senses with that understanding. As we emerge on the other side, the energy that's flooding our nervous system, we breathe into it, seeing it lifting ourselves, restructuring if necessary, where in our body needs the change and the transformation, where in our life needs that transformation, so that we can set clear intentions for the rest of next year, sending love out ahead for our own higher self to guide us so we get to those points we remember in this now moment that becomes that now moment. Time not being linear, reaching back into our past as we step forward into the future, in knowing of who we desire to be, that is in our highest good, the most clearest potentiality and purpose, our most authentic us. Breathe in what we need to know, so we step back and bring that information to the now moment, to this future, to us. Making visual, mental notes of anything. And making sure that we align ourselves vibrationally with our energy in motion, our emotion. Let's think of gratitude. Think of someone you truly love or something that you are truly grateful for. Maybe something that you've made note of earlier from this last year. Something about yourself you're grateful for. Those around you. Bring that emotion up, let it bubble, let it surround you, wrapping it around yourself. Feel your body as I speak, as I have my eyes closed to you. I want you to put your hands together and gently massaging each of your fingers and flicking off the end of them with a little bit of energy qigong. We bring awareness to the body, working through from thumb to little finger, just gently massaging down the finger and flicking, and again gently massaging down and flicking till you've done each of your fingers, and then caressing gently your hands, bringing into the physical, thanking our body for holding the ethereal. Gently touch or just around your auric field, so if you don't want to touch, it's fine, but I think it's important to touch as we've not had touch happening, may not have had physical contact with some people. And then hands over your forehead, as if you've got one hand over one eye and one over the others, but take it up to your forehead. Just gently with your fingertips pulling apart with the third eye, just a gentle massaging down. And continue doing this, just gently with the fingertips, across from the middle of the forehead to the side to your temples, and then going up into the head and doing the same thing through the hairline. Just gently pulling down, feeling our resetting our energy to balance. Continue this so you go to the back of the head, gently looking down if you need to, pulling till you get to the base of the neck. When you get to the base of your neck, put your hands just around your neck for a second. Just gently let them hang. Don't pull hard on your neck, just so you're cupping the neck either side. Moving that round to cup the shoulders and just hang there. Letting the stress fall out of you. And if you want to stand, if you want to feel any movement, just stand. You can hopefully still see me. Let the hands come down over the heart for a moment. In prayer position. And just standing there like bamboo in the wind, they call this. Just for a moment, and then directing your hands in prayer position so they're pointing downwards. And one of the things, if it's safe for you to do so, if you can't bend, just visualize doing this. I want you to scoop up from the earth. So we're going to bend down, and scoop up the energy. And then when we get to the middle, you're going to imagine a ball of light that's being, filled up from the power of this eclipse, filling it up from how it's affecting the earth and coming down from the heavens, up from the earth in alignment. So the balls of this energy that's coming together of one of the other. And while you're doing that, just move your hips in a figure eight. If you want to move any more, that's fine. in a representation of the spinning of your own chakras, building up with intention in this energy. See it supercharging, see yourself and the rainbow colours that surround you, spinning all around you as you lift your imaginary ball, taking it up in the air above your head and then bringing it down over you. As you do, touching your head just gently like we were doing before, just bringing it into any cells. Just do that all over. If you need, if there's an area that feels like it needs more, hang around there more. The neck, maybe, or us speaking, sitting on computers. Bringing that down, round the back, down to your legs. And one thing you can do is you can pat from behind where your kidneys are. Give it a little massage as you plumb that in there. And then just gently pat down your legs, coming up the inside. Maybe gently knocking on your hip bones, going down your back again. And we're going to do the same thing now at the top. I want you to, just like a Tarzan, patting your chest. And then just gently knocking one shoulder and then the other. So you're kind of thumping your right shoulder with your left hand and your left shoulder with your right hand, just below your shoulder, top of just above the bra, ladies. Just gently, not hard. And then slap gently your shoulders in the same manner. And then going down the arm on the inside, tapping and coming up like we did the legs on the other side. And do that again. And do the same thing on the opposite arm. Whatever one you use, it doesn't matter if you did right first or left. Bringing ourselves back into the physical, back into the now. And then just a little bit over the thymus, gently tapping over the heart. And what I like to do is feel just below your heart, just below your breasts, make a little triangular shape, like a little tunnel. And imagine anything that needs to flow out, flowing out, and anything that needs to flow in, flowing in, like a tunnel. And at the same time, imagine your own electromagnetic field, your toric field, like it does with the earth, coming up your spine from your heart, going up and out the top of your head, then either side splitting off, going back down, up under your feet and around and around. Once again, that perfect alignment of you. And what do you see in your future, in this moment? What do you feel? Remember how you're feeling. Making notes, some mental notes. Bringing your hands to prayer position over your heart. Lifting to your forehead. Lifting to the sky. Back to your forehead. Back to your heart. Pointing down. Moving down to the stomach. Down over your root chakra. Just in front of your lady parts or your man parts, and then reaching down to the earth. And just hang there for a second. As you slowly come up. If you're not already sitting, sit back down. And keep your eyes closed for a moment. Thank, according to your own beliefs, your higher self, infinite intelligence. Send a blessing we send to supercharge for anyone that watches with us, for any and all of us, this love to flow in unity, that we are reminded of our divine self, that we are reminded of who we truly are. Love, compassion, and one. Take a deep breath for me. Breathing in and out. Closing off. Just slowly waking up. When you're ready, just listen to the sound of my bracelet. Coming back, gently coming back. Thank you. Thank you for your time. I'd like you now, as the video will be ending, but to spend some time with a piece of paper, with a board. If you wanted to download our packs, we have, they're on Etsy. I shall put the link in your email. Let yourself acclimatise, come back. Utilise this time for you to think about those questions, to write that story in each of these areas. Spend each day over the next few days time in gratitude. There's a free bite-sized meditation just on gratitude on my page, on my YouTube page that you're welcome to utilise to do each morning. Where have you gone? She says you just disappeared. We're here. There we are. And as we come to an end, I'd just like to say thank you for allowing me to hold space for you. Very different workshop this time because of the nature of how we've done things, and because I was guided to get you to move and be in your body more. And I feel that this is important to do with the coming energies that we have. But take some time for you to set up whilst you're creating your boards. One of the things I want to add, it doesn't have to just be stuck on a board like this. It can be more creative. So I've got them here. So you can put things like tissue paper backgrounds. So you have tissue background. If you're like me and you use art, so you make it look nice as well. But the most important, it's not about how it looks, it's having fun making it, being in a place of joy to make it. So you can get the paints out and have some fun playing around. Listen to the meditation again, rewind, perhaps listen to during the meditation whilst we're doing that. Just get the paints out, or the breathing with the cycling breath, and just do the colours, whatever colour feels and comes through. You can utilise this workshop for yourself however you want to make it like you need to. For example, it could just be words. I have like a little pack that's just for words, but you'll have a sheet if you get the Visionable pack. But I painted background with glitter and stuff. What feels good. But the importance of this is having fun doing it. Get the pens out, bring the child out, the playtime, and get that going on before you stick the pictures. Spend some time thinking about, from your notes, the images that you've written in your letter. What does it feel like to have those things happen? What images do you see and associate with that, and the symbolism behind that? And then put that into the work, the board. Also, when you go over, if you do this again, the other thing you can do is when we touch with the hands, you can utilize hand cream, you can utilize with your skin and just massaging and make this a real retreat spa feeling for yourself. But the idea of which is the tactile, the fun, to visually feel it, and the smells, the association with the things that you want to bring into your being. Thank you for your time. Take some time now to finish and do these things if you haven't already, and paused and done with them. Don't rush this. This is you. You are crafting your life. You're designing your next year ahead of you. But make sure you are grateful for the one that's just been. In the sheets that you've got in your email over the next few days, write down what you're grateful for each day, each month of last year. Maybe one thing each month that you can remember that you are truly grateful for, because this will supercharge what you bring to you. Love and blessings, and thank you.